Just what are you loving gigantically enough to change your life for? Welcome to the 12 Tools of Life Design. I'm your host, Cory Thorell. It is time to stop circling around the same old stories that have been stealing your life, to finally move beyond repeating the lessons, and to bring all the good work you have done off the page and into your life. Because of all that you have carried, it is time to love more, to love enough to be motivated for the right reasons, to make the rest of your life the best of life. These 12 tools are the blueprint for all you have learned, all that you carry, all that you desire, with the future version of you taking the lead. Together, they build toward the final question. What are you loving gigantically enough to become powerful for? With all 12 tools, you begin designing a life that can hold both the dream and the creator that you have become. And please, if you are loving this work, please give back a little bit of support by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Your support goes a long way to help us help more people just like you. So for the next hour, put yourself first. And remember, the power of the tool begins with awareness, and awareness is enough to begin. So grab your journal and get comfortable. And welcome to the 12 Tools of Life Design. I am Cory Thorell. Today, this tune-up begins with a simple but powerful shift. Most people are trying to change their life from this to that, from worse to better, from what you used to be to what you're becoming. But very few people understand where they are in the process of change. So what happens? We try to create before we have interrupted the old patterns. We try to stabilize before we have chosen who we are becoming. We try to live as a creator without a strong foundation underneath us. And then it feels like nothing is working. All this wisdom, all this learning, all this training, but then still stuck in the loop because everything is happening out of sequence. So today I want to slow this down. I want to introduce a map, a lived arc of transformation. In fact, that's the name of today, the arc of transformation. And it's not to master it today. It's not to practice every step, but it's to see the terrain, to see the map, to know that the path that we've walked 1,000 times today is that there is another path to the left. There's another path to the right that might have more wisdom, more opportunity, and a different solution if we actually take a different path. So to recognize these phases, to understand the sequence, to locate ourselves inside the process, and to notice something even more important, there are already parts of you in all three of these phases. There's parts of us that are already successful, already in mastery in all three of these phases. Even though when we focus on one at a time, it feels like we are aware of where we are not. And that's part of the awareness. So as we do this today, there's parts of you that have interrupted the old patterns. There are parts of you that have chosen differently. I'm now doing this because I cannot do that. And there are parts of you that have created something amazing that changed the course of your life all at the same time. There's parts of you already familiar, already confident, already in motion. And this is the living proof of what we're talking about today. But when we're in one phase and aware of another, that's where the disconnect happens, right? So that living proof that this is what we're talking about, it's already active inside of you. So this is that orientation. We're getting the orientation of what is possible. It's a way to understand the work before stepping fully into it. We can see the terrain before we go on a journey. It's a way to understand the work because the deeper the work, the repetition, the stabilization, right? The deeper the work, the more we go back to it easily and the more stable and the more faith and knowing and mastery is in our hands. So that's the container. And within that container, this work is supported by 12 tools. Now, those of you who are doing the workshop, the Breakthrough 9 workshop, these are the 12 weeks. These 12 tools are the next 12 weeks. We begin on Saturday. So we're going to go over that with a peek, a little an introduction, a little a peek at the journey ahead, these 12 ways of engaging your life, these 12 tools of life design. We're going to organize them across three phases. Those three phases are the next 3 months. The first month has four tools, phase one. The second month is the second phase with four tools. The third month is the third phase with four tools. And we're going to break it down. And as you begin to recognize these tools, you'll walk these tools and you know exactly where you are. So that's what we're doing today. And I'm most excited. Art and beauty. I was thinking about opening our circle and Atomic Habits, by James Clear. This is a book. If you don't know this book, this is a great book. Good tools, good wisdom, a lot of thought and philosophy, and a lot of it you just absorb it and put it down and just figure out where it is. But I opened it up today, and there was one quote that I went right to from the book, and it's, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." We have these beautiful goals floating into space, and so often we don't get there. And it's because the systems that support us are not as elevated as our dreams. So let's let that land for a moment, because most people are focused on goals, what they want, where they're trying to go, who they're trying to become. But transformation does not happen at the level of intention. Intention's the dream, but the action happens differently. Action happens at the level of structure. Today, we're talking about structure, these phases, these tools, the level of pattern. And this is the level of a lived process. Now, this is why effort alone feels inconsistent. How many of us have an idea and we work and we push and we push and we work, and the less we succeed, the harder we push? Guilty. Over and over again, a million times. Enough to know that I catch myself. I'm doing it again, right? Because without understanding the system that we are inside, I will keep returning to the same place. Oh my gosh, I didn't make enough money. I have to push harder, make more money. I have to try, go, go, go. And then I deplete my resources. And at the end of the day, I'm exhausted for the wrong reasons. When we're in line, when we're in tune, when we're in flow, we go to bed tired for the right reasons. There's a big difference here. So this is that arc of transformation is a system. It's not something we force, it's something that we just move through. And as we begin to see these phases clearly, we stop trying to jump ahead and we begin to move in rhythm. Now this is where change actually happens. So once again, a little preface of what we're doing. Now the agreements. Our agreements. This is our self-governance with each other. This is how we are in circle together. As we settle in together, we return to how we are in circle, the way we hold each other and the way that we hold ourselves. And the agreements are these. Personal material shared in our circle is for our circle. We listen to each other with curiosity and compassion, withholding judgment. We ask for what we need and we offer what we can. And from time to time, we pause to regather our thoughts and focus. So with all of that, our circle is open. And we're going to talk about the missing map. All right. So this is where I always love to pause for a moment. The people that are in the room. Ahas, quick insights, throwing wisdom in the middle, asking for what you need. Those of you who are here today, questions, comments, ahas, what are we talking about today? Anything popping? Yes? No? Maybe? I love this. Oh, okay. Then let's continue. Thanks, everybody, for that pause. This is the missing map, this arc of transformation. Now, this is something I've been working on for years. Enough, I've created programs and workshops about it. I've done articles and essays and public speaking engagements all about this, and I'm coming back to it again today. There is a reason that our growth feels inconsistent. Our moments of clarity followed by the old you, the old patterns, the old bullshit getting in the way, stuck, stuck, stuck. Oh, damn it, I'm back here again. Moments of inspiration followed by confusion. I know exactly what to do, but I don't know how to do it. Oh, at the same time, it feels like progress and then it feels like starting over at the same time. I'm going forwards and backwards at the same time, right? Oof. And without some tools and some understanding of structure, that is a distraction. That is destabilizing. That can be frustrating. That can be crippling. I know that's been true for me. I love that. I'm going forward and backward at the same time. Here I am stuck in the middle. Oh, damn. I'm aware of my insight, but I'm aware of my pain at the same time, right? But what if this feels like failure, but it's not failure? This is an opportunity. What if this is movement through these phases I'm talking about? I'm planting some seeds with you now. What if these experiences are designed on purpose, right? Through these different phases. What if you've been walking a path your entire life without ever seeing the terrain? You've been stuck on the same path. Every day I get up and I wake up and I go this way and I turn left and I turn right and I do the same thing and I go to bed and I do it tomorrow and I do it for 5 years and I do it for 50 years. But all of a sudden we have a moment where we have a ceremony or an enlightenment or some personal growth. We rise up and all of a sudden we see a bigger picture. Oh, look, there's a path to the left that goes up a hill and over by a waterfall, by a cool bench, down by the river, by the market, by the food place that has all these beautiful things. And I've been going uphill in the sun with no water the entire time. But well, they both go to the same place. I'm making a little bit of fun here. But what if it's that simple, right? Because this path, like, if we're not looking at the overall terrain, we're not seeing the whole map. Right? This path is not new. You've already lived it a million times unconsciously. But here we're doing something different. We're interrupting the patterns that we've always done. We're becoming a different version of yourself than you were before. And you're creating outcomes in your life that haven't been here before. That's the nature of transformation. But without a map, it feels random. Without a map, all of a sudden a golden gift shows up out of nowhere, and then it's hard to keep it because we have no structure to hold it. Without understanding the terrain, it starts to feel inconsistent, right? So you repeat parts, you skip parts, you get stuck in parts. And it's not because you're incapable. It's because you cannot see where you are. I love this. I love this. When I started to understand this, so many things began to make sense. Doors unlocked. I gave myself permission. Problems turned into challenges. And all of a sudden, I was empowered to move ahead. Structure, understanding, structure. We're talking about these phases today. We're going to begin to see the terrain today, not as theory, but as something that you've already lived. It's already familiar and something you are living now. Because when you can see the map, you can arrive in each phase well. All right, so that's what we're talking about. You can do the work that belongs there and you can move forward complete. So let's talk about this. The arc of transformation. Before we move into these phases, I want to pause for a moment. There is something to notice. The structure of these show up everywhere. This is the power of three. There's a beginning, a middle, and end. There's a past, a present, and a future. There is a birth, a life, and a death. Three completes a movement, not as an idea, but as something you experience over and over and over again everywhere. One begins something. Two develops it. Three brings it into form. The first stable structure is three. Two falls down, three stands up. Right? So this is familiar, right? 2 points move, 3 points create something that stands, and there's strength in that. So this is familiar. This is already in us. Numerologically, 3 is connected to creation, expression, and movement into form. This is where something moves from idea into reality. So once again, we're doing that here. We're creating the rest of our world lives as the best of our lives. And the way to do that is to have structure. And a 3 structure is the most powerful, stable structure that there is. Right? We already have all 3 in different seasons of our life, in different areas of our life, sometimes consciously, often automatically or unconsciously. But now our awareness is coming online. These seeds are sprouting. We're growing leaves and flowers. So instead of cycling through it unseen, we're beginning to move through it with intention. Okay. Well, I'm going to invite you guys at any time, raise your hand, pause, ask for what we need, ask for clarity, throw wisdom in the middle at any time. At any time. Okay, phase 1. This first phase is interrupting the autopilot, right? The old you who's been doing it unconsciously forever, who easily does what you've done 1,000 times before breakfast. We're interrupting the autopilot. This is where the work begins. This is where awareness comes online, a new awareness, a new desire, a new solution, a new remedy, a healing, a relief. This is where the pain of change becomes less than the pain of staying put. This is where healing begins. You start to notice that much of your life has been running automatically. Patterns, reactions, habits, emotional loops, and something starts to wake up. Something wakes up. I can no longer do this, but I don't know where I'm going, and here I am. I'm awake. We start to search, right? And you start to catch it. And after that happens, after it happens, after it happens, during it, while it's happening, right before it's happening, there's awareness that starts to happen. There's the old version of me. Oh, I just did it again. After the moment. Oh, mid-sentence. I caught myself mid-sentence. Autocorrect. Then right before I'm about to say it and I change my mind. We've talked about this in the last couple of weeks. These awarenesses of what we're about to say. This phase brings a powerful realization. I am not my patterns and I can interrupt them. Right? I am not my patterns. That's not identity, that's behavior. And I am in control. This phase is supported by these next 4 tools. Pattern interruption. And we're going to talk about this. These are not things you learn. These are things that you recognize. You already have them. This is not new information, but this is an awareness of the tool that's in your hand. Right? So this first one, that switchcraft moment, this is the moment that creation begins, the first tool, the moment that you catch yourself. We've talked about this so much in this workshop, that switchcraft moment when you catch yourself giving your power away and you choose to take it back. You catch yourself looking backward at where you come from and you say, wait, enough. And you look forward to where you're going, right? All of a sudden, we stop reliving the nightmare and we step into the dream of tomorrow, that switchcraft moment. This is where the reaction is about to happen and something in you pauses, and that pause becomes the hinge. This is where reaction turns into creation, this switchcraft moment. We've talked about this in this circle a lot, and I've coined the name switchcraft. And we are in the Switchcraft Collective, a group of people who are aware of Switchcraft, right? This is an amazing moment, the Switchcraft moment. That's the first tool. And the second tool is meeting the new you. Who are you becoming? Your new identity, this new version of you that's not the old version of you. Have you met them yet? You're aware that they're there. You're aware that you're healing, that you're growing, that you're shedding and threshing. I know that I know who I don't want to be anymore, but I'm not quite sure who I'm becoming. This is the meeting, the introduction of the new you. So as you interrupt the old patterns, something else becomes possible, something else becomes visible. There is another version of you, quieter, clearer, more intentional. So you begin to recognize that this version already exists and you get to know them. Invite them in like you would any cherished guest. Oh my gosh, that future version of me 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the old man or the old woman version of ourselves who's already done the healing, who's already achieved the goals. What if you get to befriend them and get a peek at who you're becoming so that you have a shorter road than your parents did? That's that second tool. You introduction. So then let's get to know them. The third tool is the voice of the new you. How do they talk? What do they believe? How do they carry themselves? What do they look like? What do they know to be true? What is their confidence? How are they in the world? How do they form each sentence? This is important. The voice of the new you, because our voice is the language of our intellect, which comes from us intellectualizing our emotional experience. We're trying to explain and justify our feelings, which come from our spirit, our creation, our source. So, what is this voice of the new you? There's the new you. You just met them. Now, who are they? How are they? What are they like? And how do we step into that? So, you begin to notice, how does this person think? How do they interpret situations? How do they speak internally and externally? Their tone, their energy, their frequency, from reaction to awareness to possibility, the voice of them. Right. Then the fourth tool here in this phase is, how do they make their decisions? The decisions of the new you. When all of a sudden a situation or life happens, do they immediately go into victim mindset or do they go into creator mindset? What do they do? Who are they? What's their tool? Right? It becomes practical here. You get to see how they live small decisions moment to moment. Instead of reacting emotionally and unconsciously, they're beginning a different way. They're choosing intentionally. They're in creation, not reaction. This new version of you. You're getting to know them. And then you're starting to step in and become them. Right. And these are small decisions at first, but they shape a different trajectory. Right. If you're in England and you're aiming for New York, but you're off just a little bit, you're going to end up in Antarctica. But the new version of you is going to be able to course correct and say, oh, okay, cool. Let's fix it right now. Let's just, oh, opportunity, challenge. Great. Let's go to New York. Oh, look, we might have to go around a storm, or we might have to go down or down, or we might have to go up and over, or we might have to take a right. But we're still going to New York. We're not going to surrender to Antarctica. See what I mean? All right. So there's that first phase. Questions, comments, ahas, the awareness, the pattern interruption. Yeah, Kevin.
Oh, I was just gonna ask on the last mode of that. What did you refer it? It's like uh, I because I'm taking notes. Um,
Okay. This is the
because
decision, the
like
decision
the
of the new you
voice, but then the last phase,
is
or not the phase, but
decision.
the vision is the
The,
vision. Oh,
the decision. How do you
oh,
decide?
decision.
How do you make a choice? Mhm.
The decision, not the vision. That's where I was getting mixed up. Okay. I,
Decision. Yes, exactly. Right. So there's that pattern interruption, switchcraft, meet the new you, right? The voice, how do they talk? How do they feel? The frequency, how do they communicate with others? And then how do they make decisions? That moment of choice. What are they doing? What are they doing? And how are they teaching you to do it? That's the first phase. Questions, comments, anything else? Okay, great. Phase two. This is stabilizing the creator identity. All right. So once we now we've run an orientation canary. You're getting orientated with your new self, the new you, the new vision, the new decision. Who is this person and what do they do? Now in this phase two, we step in. Now we're going to stabilize that container. It's new, you know it, but it's not ingrained in you. It hasn't, those roots are new, those sprouts are sprouting, but they have not become a stable perennial, right? It's still new. There's still an easy opportunity to give it up and go back, but there's still an incredible invitation to move forward. We're in the hallway of in between, the fourth dimension. So stabilizing the creator energy. This is now something begins to really shift here. The decision to do it. You're no longer just interrupting patterns. You're beginning to choose and activate and claim who you're becoming. I'm saying a radical yes. That decision phase means I can't go back. So I'm in the work of the fourth dimension. There's a new sense of direction, a new version of you that starts to feel more consistent, more familiar. This is less reactive and more intentional. There's still a little of the old residue, but there's also new insight. We're still in the middle. So this phase carries a different energy. There's less effort than before, and there's more alignment than before. I'm becoming something different, and I am now living from that. I'm trusting who I'm becoming. This phase is supported by four tools, just like the other one. Once again, this is not something new, it's something you recognize. All right. So, this first tool is act as if, and it is done. Act as if, right? Sometimes we make this shit up. We're just making it up. Now, this is Neville Goddard, Esther Hicks, Joe Dispenza, all of our metaphysical gurus, Tony Robbins, are all talking about the energy of the end result. Step into the end result. Act as if, and it will become. This is the energy of this. So you begin to move through life as the version of you that already exists, even though it's not here yet, 100%. But it's showing up. So you look to other examples, once again, mentors, teachers, voices that have walked this path, right? Neville Goddard, Esther Hicks, Joe Dispenza, whoever else, your mentors, your heroes, your guides, your inspirations. Who's living the life that you're stepping into? Proof that it's possible. Others who point to the same truth as you. This is about identity comes first. Who do you think you are? And you're right. Step into who do you think you are? Try it out. It's like you're going to go buy a new pair of shoes. You put them on, you walk around the store. Hey, I'm becoming this $1 million pair of shoes. They're mine, right? So identity comes first. You start to think from it, the idea, possibility. This is your mind intellectualizing. And then the story gets so rich, you put it in your body, you start to feel it. My emotions, my dream. Whoa, that's exciting. Hell yeah, I want more of that. That's amazing. Now this excitement begins to happen. And then you begin to act from that. The future dream becomes so alive that your spirit, your intuition, your imagination comes back online. So now you're acting from a different place. This is identity rehearsal, living as if and knowing it is already done. That's that first tool. Act as if, right? Make it up. Have fun with it. Dream it gigantically. Make it exciting. Make it beautiful. Make it get out of your chair. You love it so much. That list of 100 things lives here. The 100 things that you love, 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 love. Wow, life is good. It is possible. It exists. The proof of it. Second tool, the hallway of the fourth dimension, the work of the fourth dimension, the healing work of the fourth dimension, right? Your perception expands. You begin to see more possibilities, more options, more pathways, right? Where there was once limitation, there is now space. At the same time, and the work of the fourth dimension means the old version of you starts to feel like it's going to die. Yeah, but I don't get to. Yeah, but I'm going to return and do it again. Yeah, but I'm not done hurting yet. But there's another part of you at the same time that says, oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. And we do the work of it. Is it shadow work? Is it modality work, timeline therapy? Whatever the work is, the coaching shows up here, the healing shows up here, the shadow work shows up here. The surrendering of the old identity and the claiming of the new one shows up here, right? Now we're not just talking about it, we're getting into the trenches, we're doing it, our threshing, our dreaming at the same time. This is where much of the real shift happens. This is new foundations being poured. This is the in between. It's the old way of living and the fully embodied creator working it out, working it out. And that's why we have each other. That's the power of this, the group, the community, the coaching, having external support because we can't see our own blind spots. This is the work of the fourth dimension. We step out of the third dimension, which is surrender into victimhood. We step into the fourth dimension where hope turns into faith. And then eventually we're going to get into the third phase, predominant creator energy. And that's where this workshop goes. And that's what we're doing here. So there it is. We're going to do the healing work. When the healing work happens, we go into the third tool here, which is values, the values of the new you. Ah, that used to serve me, but it doesn't serve me anymore. I used to have a value of needing to belong, so I absorbed my parents' bullshit. So then I lived my parents' bullshit, so I continued to belong. And then I realized, oh, wait, I do belong. I don't need that belief. I'm going to heal and surrender that and do something else. New values. I now value a new way to belong. I have a new value of I'm actually enough. I've always been enough and I will always be enough, as opposed to needing to prove that I'm enough. New values. I now value peace and calm. I now value my sovereignty. I now value who I'm becoming in a new way. We surrender the expired values and claim new values because our values create beliefs and our beliefs create action, right? So that's that third tool. And then the fourth tool of this phase is boundaries, new boundaries, the boundaries of the new you. I know what I'm saying no to. And inside that no, I know what I'm saying yes to, right? So you now are aware of what you no longer tolerate. And you're also aware of what you're commanding into reality. I have a boundary of my commands. I am saying a radical yes. That's a boundary. I'm creating a clear path for my next dream to come to me. That is a boundary. I'm holding out the bullshit so that the goodness has a way to me. The goodness has a way to me. You choose what you command. This shows up in relationships, conversations, environments, communities, and you honor your energy differently. Right? So there's that second phase. Honoring, stepping into, owning who is this new identity, meeting the new identity, the new you. There it is. Familiar? How are we doing? Right? I know I'm giving you guys a lot here. Once again, this is the map of where we're going in the next 3 months together. All right, so that's the end of the second month. I hope you're getting excited. This is the work we're about to be doing. Right? So then the third month is living as the creator. With all of that work underneath you, each one of these tools unlocks the next tool. Each one of these tools is necessary to put into your toolkit and oil it, sharpen it, have it ready for use because it unlocks the next tool. So the third phase, living as the creator, this is integration. What once felt like effort now begins to feel natural, easy, aligned. Right? Because we're no longer interrupting, we're no longer stabilizing, we're stepping into living, normalizing from identity, from awareness, from choice. Right? This phase carries a different quality. This is calm, clarity, responsiveness. Right now, I'm going to jump through these next three phases, these four tools pretty quickly. We're running out of time today. I want to honor our time. So this first tool of creator mindset, living as creator, is the creator lens. All right, now that you're in this creator energy, how do you see the world? You begin to see life differently. We're going to interpret the world through authorship, not victimhood. This is where situations shift, circumstances shift, and something very specific happens here. Problems begin to transform. Problems carry a weight of pressure and contraction, but a problem says something is wrong. Now, in this shift in creator energy, there's no more problems. The same situation shows up as a challenge, an opportunity. All of a sudden, it's not a problem. There's nothing to fix. It's the world happens, shit happens, but I am me and I am powerful. This is my opportunity to put me, my magic, my personality, my unique way of being into what is in front of me. I'm going to do it powerfully with who I am. All right, there's that energy. There's openness, curiosity, possibility. It's the same situation, but it's a different lens, right? Feel that difference in your body. This is where everything changes. This is where everything, this is ownership. This is powerful, right? That next tool is the creator's response. Okay, there's the opportunity. Here's me owning my sovereignty and my power. Now, what do you actually do? Second tool, the response. Now, pressure shows up differently. Life is happening and you're already looking at it differently. So something becomes possible, that response. It's not a technique, it's an expression of how you see the world. What do you actually do? What do you actually create? What's the energy you move forward with in this response? If it's not a problem, it's a possibility. And this is where something shifts dramatically. Reaction begins to transform into creation. We don't react. We're not emotional. We don't surrender our bullshit. We just go, ah, that's what's next. Let's go. Let's figure it out. There's me, and here's the time and my resources and what's available, and here's what I don't know, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say a radical yes in a world that's telling me no. I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to figure out how later. There's a faith of creation here. I know who I am, and I know what I don't have, which means I'm going to ask for what I need, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to show up as the best version of me and say, I love gigantically. This is hard. I'm going to say yes anyway. I'm going to ask for help and support and guidance, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. And with that, the next tool is revealed. Okay, if you're going to do it anyway, okay, how? Design the path ahead. Let's design it. And this is where the daydream comes alive. The daydream. Okay, what are you saying yes to? Who does it touch? What problems does it fix? What solutions does it come in with? Who else does it affect in your world? How good can you make it? Right? This is where the dream becomes the daydream. The daydream becomes the redream. The redream becomes the future memory. That future memory becomes excitement. That excitement becomes action. That action becomes dreamer creator energy without question. Now, this is where what I learned in show business comes into play. In show business, the curtain always went out on opening night with all miracles in place because if we said no, we got fired, right? A bunch of thankless bastards who don't even like each other are creating and manifesting on demand because we all believed in the curtain going out on opening night. The magic of the audience bursting into applause because of the beauty that they see. We know that it's going to be magical. We know it's going to be incredible. So we're going to show up and we're going to do it with our best versions of ourselves. All of the problems turned into challenges. Those challenges turned into amazing obstacles that had gifts inside of them. This is designing the path. Then that last tool here, the very last tool here is living it, living inside that energy, living it, breathing it, walking as if, living the creator life. And with all of that underneath you, the confidence of that, this journey, these 12 steps, these 12 tools, these three phases, arriving home at who you really are. Now, we've all done this in micros, the same journey. We've done it in little bits over and over again. Here, we're going to do it gigantically. But is it familiar to you? These three phases, these 12 tools. So that's where we're going in the next 3 months together inside the Breakthrough Nine. Each week, we're going to do each tool.
I would like to jump straight to that month 3 right now, please.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, Karen, for sure.
We already are.
There's places in your life where you're already doing that. 100%. You're already doing that 100%, which is the proof and the support for the other parts of you that are struggling in phase 1. Right?
I didn't have any idea the depth or I was excited just because it was something that you were doing, and I've really enjoyed being part of your group. I didn't realize how big.
Awesome. Well, and how's that landing with you?
I mean, it's exciting. I should have known. Of course, I should have known that when you do work with Cory, shit gets done. There's a part of me that knows that it's too late. It's just too late to be a victim. So there's a part of me that's running, and kind of realizing that we're coming up with a new story, that old story's not going to work anymore.
I'm kind of looking, people have been teasing me about creating some t-shirts or some Cory Time coaching merch. And what you just said popped into mind. It's too late to be a victim.
It's too late. Cory's gotcha. Nope.
Nope, too late. You missed that bus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited.
You can't go. You can't do it. You missed the opportunity.
We've got to. It's occurring to me to be really diligent in recording this course with you, in just recording, through journaling and stuff like that. I'm realizing how important it is going to be to keep the recorded. I've been going back and watching, even though I'm here and I was part of the class, going back and re-listening to it. It's a whole new class. It just, it's another level. I've really, really enjoyed going back and re-listening to some of this and realizing how much work I've actually done
So
already.
From survival to creation workshop, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, to go back
an incredible workshop. And that's the precursor to this workshop. For sure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so this is going to be recorded as another workshop. It's going to be in the library. That's because my favorite way to create a workshop is to do it live with you, especially because the people watching the recordings are going to know and feel the questions that those of you who are here live with me are going to ask the questions that they're feeling. They're going to feel like they're in the room with us, and so I love
And it just adds more depth.
Sure.
Instead of it just being an auditory, let me just spew this to you, it's an interactive, real-time experience of it as we find ourselves within it and discuss it and move through things as we go through each of these phases, and we are actually able to have some process of what that means, what that looks like, brings more clarity, more definition, more just more of all of it.
For sure.
To bring it to a more relatable state.
Yeah, it puts the tools in our hands. And the awareness of the terrain is, I would say, that is 7/8 of the journey. Knowing what's possible is 7/8 of the work. And then the last eighth of the work is just allowing it to happen. When, what's in the way? What's in the way? Because that's what's possible. Now, how do you say yes and let it in? And that's the work of the fourth dimension. And that's where the one-on-one coaching comes in. Okay, let's get honest. Let's get real with each other. That's where the group work comes in when we're gonna break out into smaller groups of 3 or 4 for parts of this, because that's where we can listen to each other and we don't see our own blind spots and we can trust the wisdom in the room. And we grow together. We heal together. We're more powerful together than we'll ever be standing alone. And that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. So that's the tune-up this week. That's the introduction for what's happening in the Breakthrough 9. Those of you who are by chance watching this replay, if you're curious about this, reach out to me. Let me know you're interested. Send me a message, chat with me in the community, because this bus is leaving.
There's always room for more.
This bus is leaving, and there's still room for a few more people. And if a few more than 9 show up, awesome. But I wanted at least 9 in the room because 3 threes, just like we
Yeah,
talked
what if it
earlier
were
today.
12? Yay.
Yeah, but I wanted the power of 3. 3 is my
All right.
favorite number, so 9 kind of blows my mind. Totally.
And 12 comes right after.
It sure does. These prime numbers. Yeah. All right, so let's begin to close our circle. Let's all take a breath for a second. What touched your heart today? You guys are both signed up for this workshop. I know that there's some excitement brewing in you and your creative fires, but like we close every circle, what are you walking away with from today? What touched your heart today? What's possible that wasn't possible before today?
I think my dream might have gotten a little bit bigger. And so that's cool. And I'm excuse me, I'm noticing the conflict when part of me knows that it's going to be big because I'm already kind of getting that conflict that
Feeling it.
I don't know, maybe happens when I know that it's time to release a important chunk of the story. So there's a little bit of conflict in me that, well, then who am I going to be? Who am I if it's that big? Who am I going to be without it? So I'm excited, I think.
There's the proof of the need of your dream work. There it is. You've got dream work to do. And we're going to do it.
I heard.
We're going to do it. Yeah. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate that.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm most excited about is the stabilization and living as the creator energy and uh, how that can be more consistent instead of the moments of being in that flow and in that state, and then the old patterns sneaking back in, but being able to have the tools more set as far as being able to have more defined tools of establishing the consistency of that being the more normal, like the new state of being and fully stepping into that and instead of the old pattern of, oh, I have moments of that and then it slips back to where it was. So having that consistency of remaining in that new position and that greater overview and just those tools and the anchors that will be set in place for that to be recognize, to interact from that perspective.
Yep. Yes, 100%. Welcome home, everybody. Welcome home.
Yay!
Welcome home. All right. Well, I'm excited because this episode is not only going to be in the replay of the tune-ups, but it's also going to be the introduction video of the new course in the resource library of the workshop. So thank you guys for being here. Those people in the workshop are going to get access to this video as what is coming. So I've been excited. That's why we did this today. With that, I'm going to wrap up our circle. Thank you, everybody. This has been the weekly tune-up, and we're going to do it again every single week. I'm Cory. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Well, that wraps up this week's session of the 12 Tools of Life Design. Before you step back into your day, just take a moment. What is possible that was not possible an hour ago? What surprised you? And what is still tapping on the glass, asking for your attention? That is where this work is alive. So remember, you are not here to fix yourself. You are here to build a new relationship with all of who you are and all that you carry. And if you loved feeling the energy of this presentation, you can join us live on Zoom inside the weekly Superconscious Tune-Up, Wednesdays, 3 to 4 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time on Zoom. And bring a friend, more the merrier. And if these tools are touching your heart and you would love to make the rest of your life the best of life, the entire workshop version of the 12 tools is available on the links below. This self-driven program was filmed live in the circle with weekly journal quests and classroom recordings with people just like you. There is a place for you. The links are in the notes below. So for now, carry this work gently. All of you gets a seat at the sacred table, and the rest of life is waiting. So give the gift of transformation to yourself and the people close to you, share this video, and pass it forward. We are more powerful together than we will ever be standing alone. I am Cory Thorell. We will see you next time. Thank you for coming home.